1 out of 3 Americans die of a diet-related disease every 4.5 minutes. In February 2010, Jamie Oliver, a chef and health food enthusiast, explained obesity is the #1 killer in America. This means that when we choose what we eat, we are literally making a life or death decision. These 320 deaths that happen each day can simply be avoided with a good and healthy diet. I have started my own garden in my backyard and it has helped me and my family make better choices with our diet. We must grow our own food so that we can improve our health, the environment, and ultimately save money. In my speech today, I want to talk about how growing your own food can help keep you healthy. Then I want to move on to how it can help the environment. Then I will discuss how growing your own food can help save you and your family money. First, let me tell you the first and most important reason to grow your own food. Growing your own food will improve your health. In an article published November 1st, 2012, titled "Organic or Not, Veggies, Fruits, Good for Health," stated that nutritionists agree Americans eat fewer than the recommended amounts of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains overall, regardless of the food's origin. So if we were to grow our own food in our garden, or backyard, or doorstep, then people would likely eat more vegetables than fast food. Heidi Gottman, the executive editor of Harvard Health Letters, states in June of 2020, vegetables that ripen in the garden have more nutrients than some store-bought vegetables that must be picked early. Therefore, eating a vegetable from your own garden would be healthier for you than what you could buy at the store. We can also be able to control what goes in our food if we grow it ourselves. It is common for farmers to use pesticides to keep pests away, but people consume the chemicals as well. When we grow our own food, we can determine if we want to use pesticides or not. We become the farmer and the consumer. Now, let's talk about the second reason to grow your own food. You will reduce your environmental impact. Transporting produce emits a lot of pollution into the air. According to Marina Kutab, an activist and steward of the environment, found in August 2020 that transporting foods from the farm to the market, an average distance of 1,500 miles is traveled before the food is consumed. If we were all to start our own garden, that pollution can be greatly diminished. Also, we wouldn't have to travel to the market, which would help reduce our environmental impact even more. Another factor is the pesticide use and how it is hurting our environment. Since farming commonly uses pesticides, the chemicals have been found to damage the earth and travels through the water underground, affecting the life around the crops. If we garden ourselves, then we will be able to stop the pesticide use. Now, to the very last reason as to why we must grow our own food. It will help you save money. In February 2013, Ron Finley, a local gardener in the South Bronx, suggests growing your own food is like printing your own money. Which is true, because instead of having to buy produce at the market for $1 a pound, you can have access to 5 pounds or more from just your backyard. Also, if you want to eat an all-organic diet, but you have found that it can get very expensive, like I did, then you can be able to grow your own organic produce and save money. Some people say that they can't start their own garden because they don't have the space or the time. Well, when it comes to starting your own garden, you really do not need that much space. It was one of these people who thought, I was one of these people who thought I needed a big garden to be able to accommodate certain crops or certain vegetables. Since I lived in an apartment at the time with no yard, I kept pushing the idea of a garden out of my head until I saw my neighbor gardening her carrots with containers. It's perfect for individuals who do not have access to a yard or have minimal yard space. If you grow in containers, you can also be able to transport them, as I did when I moved from an apartment to a home. Now, time. Granted, it does take some time to be able to tend to your garden. But believe me, it is time well spent. Instead of looking at gardening as an added chore, you can try to look at it from a different angle. I find gardening very peaceful and soothing, so I garden when I start to feel anxious or upset. I use it as a meditation hour, if you will. If you decide you need to start light workouts or to stay healthy, gardening can be able to be your workout for the day. Just the upkeep alone can, like pulling weeds, raking, and trimming, can burn calories. There are also ways to cut time from gardening, like containers to minimize the upkeep or setting up an automatic watering system. Therefore, not having the time or the space is not an excuse. Now that I have gone over why you should start your garden, let's move on to the conclusion. In conclusion, we must grow our own food so that we can improve our health, the environment, and ultimately save money. In my speech today, I talked about how growing your own food can help keep you healthy. Then I move on to how it can help this environment. Then discussed how growing your own food can help saving you and your family money. So, start now. Even if it's something small. If you think you don't have the space, think again. One small container of vegetables can help you become a healthier you and save our environment.